take a look at.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
saw
not gonna
the
get
elbow
good.
extend from behind, and
Gonna take a look at.
oh,
Yeah, that's
saw
not gonna
the
get
elbow
good.
extend from behind, and
The illegal contact is initiated by Caitlin Clark. She comes across the arm, into the body and hip of Thomas. The illegal contact is initiated by Caitlin Clark. She comes across the arm, into the body and hip of Thomas.
What's up, Fever Nation? Well, you've seen it for yourself. We all watched the game yesterday. And guess what? They're playing tomorrow. So what do you expect? When you officiate a game like this and you make a call of this magnitude, let me give you the backdrop. Let me take you behind the veil, if you will. All three of these officials met before they adjudicated this play, before they made up in their mind, which it looked predetermined after you look at what they came away with. It was already predetermined in my mind. But let me take you behind the veil. They all went and looked at the video with objective perspectives. That's how you're supposed to look at that video. You're not supposed to take your orientation over there to the video monitor and watch the replay. You're supposed to look at that video and see it for what it is, not create scenarios and narratives that aren't even in the film. That's what they did. Think about that now. All three officials, these people, see, when you have officiating like this, this is where the game gets dangerous. Because once players know and understand that this kind of contact is allowed, Alyssa Thomas threw an elbow during this play, and they never acknowledged that during the entire adjudication of that play. They only focused on what CeCe's actions were. They were almost saying, you caused Alyssa Thomas to throw her elbow at you. We're blaming you for this play. There was no accountability for Alyssa Thomas's action. You had an elbow above the shoulders. Now, she didn't make contact, but that still doesn't make it right. You threw an elbow. If CeCe would have been going any harder at that play, there would have been contact, and then they may have taken action against Alyssa Thomas. But the sad part is, three officials came together, watched this video, and the crew chief, I think her name is Gert, CeCe talks about her in her post-game presser. She came away and said that CeCe initiated all of the contact in this play, and the foul was on her. They're going to play again next Wednesday, tomorrow. You're going to have I'm assuming you're going to have a different crew, but will it be the same mindset? They're going to have to get that game under control immediately from the tip, or else you're going to have a melee on your hands. Because right now, the message this crew is sending to the league is you can get away with this kind of contact against the Fever, especially against their superstar and face of the W. We're gonna allow a little bit more contact than we would. We're gonna allow perhaps even an elbow above the shoulders, whether it make contact or not. This is the danger in officiating like this. This is the danger when you come away after watching the replay and come away with a call like this. This is a disgrace to officiating all over the world. And for this crew, that crew chief, to come to that mic in front of that camera and say the things that she said on that play, you get 100 officials to make that same play. You get 100 crew chiefs with their own specific crews. I guarantee you're going to come away with the opposite call on that. That would have been a technical foul on Alyssa Thomas for swinging her elbow above the shoulders. You don't have to make contact for that to be a technical foul. It's the act that is important in this video that you're watching here. It's the act itself. Cece, they're both going for the ball. Cece beats her to the point. She leans in front of her, and then once she sees she's got the advantage, she swings the elbow. You're already ahead on the play. You don't need to do that, Alyssa, but again, you know there's a lot of animus between those, Alyssa Thomas, her girlfriend, wife, when she came to Indiana. You know, there's some animus there. And you know what the worst part of this is, Fever Nation, Clark Nation? Her coach co-signed that action. She never even stepped up for it in the interview. In the post-game presser, her coach, this tells you everything you need to know about Stephanie White. If you all aren't convinced about Stephanie White now, and who she is, let's step away from coaching. Let's talk about the person, because the coach is a composite of the person. The person has to be grounded in who they are to be the coach, to be a good coach. You have to be grounded as a person. You have to be whole, if you will, as a person. Stephanie can't bring herself to compliment her superstar player in post-game interviews. What does that say about a coach? You have a coach that vehemently dislikes their superstar player, goes out of her way to over-coach her, just so she can say, I'm coaching Cece. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The more I watch this play, the more sickening it becomes. Because remember, Stephanie White used to coach Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. So there is some allegiance here. She's more aligned with Alyssa Thomas on this play than Cece, her own player. This is traitorous behavior. The Fever organization, Amber Cox, Kelly Croscott, I know Lynn Dunn ain't going to take action. Lynn Dunn co-signs this type of foolishness. This is the type of behavior that Lynn Dunn likes. You know, when people like this go after people like Cece. And look how the league aligned on that play. If you look at this play, Alyssa Thomas looks toward the referee as if she's the victim. As if she's the victim. And what do when they come away from the replay? They reward foolishness. They rewarded Alyssa Thomas for what she did in that play. And as you continue to watch the video, you see Stephanie White want to sit Cece down. That young lady did absolutely nothing. All she does is play the game the way it's supposed to be played, in the manner it's supposed to be played. She doesn't need a lot of coaching. She's a floor general. No one understands the game as well as she does. I dare say she understands it as well as her head coach. And that's why her head coach doesn't like her. She wants to try and coach this young lady so bad, but she's already way ahead of the game. She's light years ahead of Stephanie White in most cases and on most plays during live ball play. But back to this foolishness we just witnessed. Her head coach did not side with her in the post-game interview. I have a problem with that. I got a problem with that, Fever Nation. The front office doesn't have the cojones to take action against this. They should bring her into the office and at least give her a write-up. You got to protect our player on this. I know you have a relationship with Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner, but in this instance, we need you to fully support our franchise player. Otherwise, it looks bad. The optics on it do not look right. But nobody's going to tell Stephanie White that, because it's almost as if everyone is afraid to tell Stephanie White she's not as good as she thinks she is. Stephanie, somebody needs to say it. Lynn Dunn won't say it. Kelly Croscott won't say it. And Amber Cox, she looks disjointed most of the time. She doesn't even know Stephanie like that. So I don't even know if she can even walk in the same room unless Lynn Dunn and Kelly are in there to say that to her. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is a tragedy that the W has come to this when you see a play like this. The message they're sending to the league, if they don't get a handle on this, the message that was sent to the league watching this video is you can go after her. And we're going to look at the replay. We're going to try to be objective as possible, but we're going to lean the way of our orientation. Sad state of affairs for the W. And this mentality permeates from the ownership to Kathy Engelbert to the floor. And that is a tragedy. I guarantee you, if this were the other way around, if that was CeCe throwing that elbow at Alyssa Thomas with no contact, I bet you they would have upgraded that to a flagrant 2. That's wrong. See, my litmus test for right and wrong is flip it. You all thinking I'm going overboard, flip that. Flip that situation and see how they adjudicate that play. If you don't adjudicate it the same way, then you adjudicated it the wrong way on this replay. I guarantee you, if that play were the other way, it would not have, CeCe wouldn't be shooting free throws. She wouldn't be shooting free throws. She'd be headed to the showers, bar none. This is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How can, Kathy, if you don't get a handle on this, you're going to go down as the worst commissioner the W has ever had. The officiating crews, they need to be brought into the league office and told to get a handle on this. We're not going to turn this into WWF or WWE. This is the WNBA, not the WWE. We're not going to turn this into a clown show, because that's what it's become if they continue to allow plays like this. Do you think this would be happening to any other player in the league? You know the answer to that. And if those of you out there say otherwise, I challenge your sanity. I challenge your ability to objectively see this play for what it is. If that was your daughter out there taking that, yeah, I know. I deal with parents when I officiate. If we would have let that go, we would have. If a play like that is let go in a game, and we adjudicate that play like that, we would have to be escorted to the cars by police officers to get out of that gym. Facts. I'm just telling you the way it's supposed to be, not the way you want to hear it. That's all I have for you right now. I hope they get this game under control tomorrow, because if they don't, it's going to be all over the news about the melee. Remember those words, the melee, if they don't get this under control. Thank you for the support that you all have been giving me thus far. Let's keep pushing toward 3,000 subs. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. You all have a blessed day. I'm out.
I would say this, okay? When you see the elbow, you go, oh. When you see the elbow, you go, oh.